get started with our presentation. So welcome on behalf of Dimensions in Travel. Thank you for joining us for our journey to Italy and the Caribbean. We are so excited to take you to two incredible places in one journey. I was on one of the last Caribbean cruises to sail in March of 2020, and I really miss those sunny tropical ports and am excited to go on a journey today there. My name is Diana St. James, and I am one of the owners of Dimensions in Travel, along with Jill Romano. Safe travel is back. We see it every day in the inquiries and bookings that we are receiving now. These virtual events were originally a way for us to keep the spirit of travel alive, and now we hope that they will spark ideas for you for your next trip. But before we get started with our travels, a couple of reminders. We are recording this event, and we will send out a link afterwards, and we'll be posting it on our website. We always record them. You are all in listen-only mode, meaning your microphones and your cameras are off, and we find it just makes for a smoother presentation. And finally, if you have any questions during the presentation, please post them in the chat box at the bottom, and Jill will either be answering them during the presentation in a written form, or will be asking them at the very end. But please post your questions. Now, let's see. How can we travel to two such diverse places in the world, Italy, Caribbean, in one journey? We will be doing it with SeaDream Yacht Club, and these small cruise line ships offer global cruising with their twin mega yachts, the SeaDream I and the SeaDream II. These 100 passenger ships will spend the summer and fall in Europe and the winter and spring in the Caribbean. So today, aboard these yachts, our special guest is going to be taking us to enchanting Italian ports like Portofino, Amalfi, and Capri. And then we're going to go whisking across the Atlantic Ocean to island ports such as Barbados, the British Virgin Islands, and St. Lucia. But before we start our voyage, I would like to introduce my business partner and agency co-owner, Jill Romano. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Diana. Welcome, everyone. We're delighted you are here with us today. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce you all to Denise Roach, who is our fabulous partner with SeaDream Yacht Cruises. Denise has been with SeaDream for about 7 years or so now in the Southwest Territory, and recently became the director of sales for all of the Western states and Western Canada. We are thrilled to be able to work with her, selling one of our favorite vacation experiences. Denise herself has sailed 15 times throughout the Caribbean and Mediterranean during her years with SeaDream, so I'm sure she will fill us in today on some wonderful details. As she says, I always love to say that my favorite times of our adult lives, barring our children, of course, have been on the yachts because we have brought our friends along with us. We've sailed with 4 to up to 24 friends at different times. And she says one of her favorite voyages was their 30th anniversary, where they did a private vow renewal, just her husband and adult children, on the bow of the yacht, and her husband surprised her with a new diamond ring. Great memories indeed. Lucky lady. Mm-hmm. Denise has a deep passion for the whole yachting experience, enjoying the attention to detail offered on these elegantly casual ships, along with the warm hospitality and service of the crew. We are all looking forward to Denise sharing her experience with us today. I have been fortunate to travel twice now on SeaDream, once along the French Riviera and then Greece and Turkey. Some of the highlights included the excitement and awe of being in Cannes during the Grand Prix, as well as strolling through the local market town of Saint-Tropez with the chef, selecting delicious morsels for dinner that evening. Oh, such a great experience. During our Greece and Turkey cruise, we were able to experience the smaller, less frequented islands like Patmos and Paros, as well as those that we all love, like Mykonos and Santorini. And I think one of my most memorable experiences was, of course, the visit to Kushadasi and the ancient site of Ephesus. So enough about me and on to our journey. Denise, we are all looking forward to our journey to Italy and the Caribbean today. Thank you so much. Take it away.
Thank you, Jill and Diana. Oh, I just loved hearing about your travels on SeaDream. And yes, I am so passionate about these two yachts, and I love to share my experiences and what we've done. And just watching and seeing that yacht right there. We are two identical yachts. Let me tell you about the yachts themselves and what a wonderful place it is to be. And then we'll travel how, as Diana said, we'll show you where you can go and where in the Italian coast as well as the Caribbean. But first, we're two identical luxury yachts that our tagline has been, it's yachting, not cruising, for the last 20 years. And I think that's never been more true than it is today, because I think as people come and are getting ready to sail, they're looking for something smaller, something more intimate, and something in luxury. And we check all those boxes. We're for people who like to be outside and on the water. And I think right now that's what people are looking for, being outdoors. So these two yachts start from the very beginning with casual elegance. From the moment you step aboard, it's very different than cruising. So that's what I want to explain all the way through, is that in cruising, you do everything indoors. And in yachting, we want to do as much as possible outside. And that just leans itself to seeing all the beauty of everything you're passing by or at in the harbors. But from the moment you step on, it's very casual. No, guys love this. No jackets, no ties. You meet the captain as your very first person you're greeted by, which I think is very different than a cruise ship. So we have 95 crews serving the 100 people. So that's a little bit different. It's close to one as you can get. So if we're all inclusive, from our alcohol to our gratuities. So the beauty of it is just enjoying the yachting experience, being outside, dining al fresco. I mean, again, if you've got Portofino as your backdrop, why are you not dining al fresco, right? So that's the beauty of being on a yacht instead of a cruise ship. And when you're only having 100 guests, you can imagine that we can cater to every dietary restriction, anything like that. So if you're a foodie, this would be a fun place for you to be, because the cuisine is over the top. We even have a 5-star raw organic vegan menu. So if you're a vegan, which I'm sorry, I'm not a vegan girl, but you might be, and that might be something that just is really what you're looking for, this would be a lovely opportunity to have that as well. Or you could try that you don't have to do the vegan menu. You can take that top picture right there. We're for people who like to be a little bit more active. The marina drops off the back, and you've got all the toys that come out are motorized and non-motorized. So you have jet skis and stand-up paddleboards, kayaks. It's a great way to explore all of these beautiful places that we're seeing. So whether, especially in the Caribbean, to have the toys to be able to play, that is a joy. That, and we'll talk about all those beautiful places to take those kayaks and snorkeling equipment that all are at your disposal. We're known for being wellness at sea. We have Tai Chi and yoga classes complimentary every day. We have a great, beautiful Thai spa. So, and you can do spa treatments indoors or outside on the open air deck, as you can see there in the bottom left. So that you don't miss out on that. One of our signature items in the Caribbean is our champagne and caviar splash. Now, doesn't that make you want to do that right now? We take a surfboard and our officers take it out into the water, and it's always usually on the last day of the voyage. And they're in their whites and all the way up, halfway up with water, getting all wet. They're popping the champagne and they're serving the caviar. And they're just having, and everyone is having the best time. And then they have a wonderful barbecue with shrimp and lobster and prime rib that they are cooking right there on the beach. So we usually do this on one private beach, maybe Yospendike, and I'll show you pictures of that, or Meru in the Grenadines. So definitely a treasured signature item. But this is something you will never forget. I'm going to talk about our Balinese dream beds. These are on both sides of the yacht in the back. Perfect place during the day to sit and read a book. And remember, we're all inclusive, so you can just order that favorite drink of whatever you would like. And my husband and I love to sit up there and watch the sunset. So they're again on the back on both sides, 4 on each side. But it's what happens at night that are so sweet and special. We give everyone pajamas with their own name embroidered on them for everyone who comes on. And all you have to do is ask, and they will make those beds up make them into with linen, duvets, and pillows, and you can sleep outside under the stars. So here I'm going to show you some personal pictures. Here we've got, I'm being vulnerable here, the wind's blowing away, but these are a voyage I did in the Caribbean we had our husbands there, but we had so much fun with just the girls. So I just booked the beds all the way down, and here you see us in our pajamas there with our SeaDream pajamas, and we just had the best slumber party up there. We're ordering popcorn and champagne and having the time of our lives. The picture in the bottom right is a picture of my own personal family there. And I love that because those are the new pajamas that we give. And I love them because they have SeaDream I or II on the arm, and they become collector's items. But there is actually a bed that's forward, perfect for maybe celebrating a big anniversary or a honeymoon couple wants to come. They will put rose petals on the bed, and they'll bring you champagne, and you can sleep outside for a couple hours or all night, whatever you want to do. It's just so fun to just be in the Caribbean or wherever we are, because we're always where it's warm. So you can be outdoors and just enjoy the beauty of the stars. So definitely something I can bet not many people have done. Evenings, as I said, are magical. Movies around the pool deck at night. Top of the yacht bar is probably where everyone comes for that after dinner drink. We're, again, as I said, we're very different on a yacht where we want to be outdoors, and we do this all the time. We spend all of our evenings and afternoons outside. We've got the guitarist, we've got a piano bar, all fun things to do at night. Our staterooms, I'll just quickly go through. So 54 of the 56 are identical, the bottom right. They're 195 in square feet. And then if you need a little bit more space, there's Commodores, 8 of them on the bottom left. It's 390 in square feet. They just take the wall out and take the bed away from the second stateroom and bring that table and chairs, as you see, and it's just double the space. So now you have the beauty of it. You've got 2 bathrooms and 2 closets on that. So just double. I love that. So the ones on the top left and top right are our Admiral and our Owner Suite. The top right is 375 in square feet. It has a large bathroom with a separate tub, shower, and half bath. And the top left is our Owner Suite. It's 450 in size. It has a separate tub, shower, and half bath. There are only one of each of those, so they go very quickly. So just so you know what our staterooms look like, I wanted to show you that. But let's really talk about where we go, because that's why we're here, to talk about the fun, beautiful places. Because we're being a yacht, we can get into those small, intimate ports that the big ships just can't get to. So the beauty of that, as you can see right here, this is a picture of Portofino. And as we talk about the Italian coast and where we go, I love that we anchor right off there, and we just can tender straight in. And that way we can drop that marina and you can play on the toys. Wouldn't that be fun? So this is just a smattering of all of the hundreds of places we travel. We travel, as Jill said, from May into October in the Med. We do it from Portugal all the way into Turkey. And this is just a beautiful, a quick example of some of the beautiful ports. But let's focus on a few places in the Italian coast here. I've got a beautiful itinerary right here from it's a Rome round trip, Civitavecchia, really, in October of next year. Many of our itineraries look very similar to this. They're going into those small, beautiful yachting harbors. So this one is going to Capri and Sorrento and Amalfi and Positano, and then an island you might not know, Panza, and then over to Corsica, which is an island, a French island. So that's the only place on there that's not Italian. But let's take a look at these. I just love looking at Positano. Every time I see a picture of it, it just captures my heart. I don't know if it does for you, but to see the beautiful color, and we're anchored right off there, tendering straight in. All of those three ports right along there, whether it be Positano, Sorrento, which is where we go and see the Pompeii ruins, which is a wonderful bucket list if you haven't done that. We do that out of Sorrento, or going on down to Amalfi and the city of Amalfi there on the Amalfi coast. All three of those are very close together, and beautiful, beautiful Italian, Southern Italian coastline is a must if you haven't done it. We also go to the island of Capri, and we just did this in 19 and had a fabulous time there. We have this excursion that's called the Islands of Love, and half of it is taking a boat ride through those three big rock formations, and there's a hole in one of them, and we took the boat through it, and the Blue Grotto is there in Capri, so that's a wonderful thing to do. Also, in part of the Islands of Love excursion, we went up to the top on Capri. If you haven't done that, that is the top part of Capri, and we actually took a chair ride up, a single individual. I was kind of nervous at first. I thought, oh, this is going to be a little scary, but it was pretty low to the ground, so that was nice. But it went all the way up to the top of the island to Capri, and it looked over these beautiful rock formations from the top. And it's just a must. If you haven't done it, I definitely highly say just put it on your bucket list. But Panza Island, the one right there underneath Capri, you probably have not, it's not a popular island that you would know of, because really it's a yachting island. And that's why if you have, the big ships don't go there. And it's only about 3.5 miles long. It looks bigger in that picture than it is, but we love it because it's untouched and unspoiled, which is a lot of where we go in a lot of our destinations. But it has beautiful caves, taking the kayaks in, and it has the Blue Grottos there as well. So definitely a beautiful place to go. And then again, that Bonifacio, as I mentioned before, is in Corsica, the island of Corsica. It's rated by our guests as has the highest sense of arrival by our guests, because you can see those jagged cliffs. The harbor is very, very narrow, and it like that. And we have to back the yacht in, and it is something to be seen. It's definitely a wow, and rated, as I said, one of the top sites for our guests to see. So this is just the southern portion of our Italy trip, and many of our itineraries do this. So I just wanted to point this out. But then you could take a trip from Rome or Civitavecchia to up to Monte Carlo or to Nice and do the northern half of Italy. So this voyage is a 7-day voyage going Rome to Nice next year in October. I love traveling in September, October. I just think I don't know about you, but I think it's beautiful time over in Italy. The weather is gorgeous and less crowded. So let's take a look at some of these pictures. Maybe you don't know, Porto Ercole is not the most known port. Again, this is why we're there. It's they're unique individual yachting places and yachting harbors. I've been here twice, And we do a wonderful truffle hunting in Porto Ercole. So that's one of the wonderful excursions. I've hiked to the top, to that fort up there, and it had a great view. Another place we go is Portofino, is in Elba Island at the top right, as you're seeing there. That is the very building at the very top is Napoleon's home, summer home, and we went up there and had a great excursion. To me, this is one of my, I loved Elba Island. Just quaint, beautiful. Again, no big ships were there, and it was just us. I love that. Portofino is where you port to go to Cinque Terre, which a lot of people, that is a bucket list, I think, for a lot of people. Gorgeous, gorgeous pictures here of Cinque Terre on the bottom left. Cinque Terre is 5 villages set into this hillside all the way along. And we take a wonderful excursion by boat and stop along at 3 of the main 5 villages and get off and have a wonderful time at each one of those villages. But we actually anchor in Portofino, which is a beautiful port on its own, as you can see right there. So definitely put that on your bucket list if you're looking for something to and where to go in Italy, is definitely Portofino and Cinque Terre. But I think everybody loves Portofino. There's just something charming and quaint about it. It is very small, and we port, as I showed you that picture before, we anchor right off and tender right into the small, all those beautiful colored buildings. There's actually, we did a lovely walk up to Splendido, is a wonderful hotel on the top of the mountain at the top up there. And it actually has a red carpet that goes all the way up to the hotel. And it's probably a mile walk up, and very easy walk. And once we got up there, we sat up and the beauty was over the top. And they're really well known for their bellinis. So when you go there, you have to go to Splendido and have a bellini. So that to me was the highlight. There's lots of other beautiful walks there as well. So I hope I whet your appetite for going and getting out and seeing the Italian coast and doing it by a yacht. Why not, right? But then we're going to travel to the Caribbean, because again, we're getting in places like this, unique, intimate ports, islands that the big ships just can't go to. This is a picture of Virgin Gorda. If you don't know the baths at Virgin Gorda, you must Google the baths at Virgin Gorda. They are these big, huge boulder rocks that are situated, that you walk in between, and the water is probably maybe a little bit up to your thighs, and it's that crystal clear, warm water. It's quite a sight to behold. These are just a sampling of the many voyages we take in the Caribbean. One of the yachts usually stays up in the BVIs, British Virgin Islands, and the other yacht comes in and out of Barbados and does the Grenadines. And we'll talk about that. And I want to point out that picture right there, because I couldn't find another one of Saba. So again, probably places you have not heard about before. Saba is this island we'll talk about in just a minute, but it has these red tiled roofs, and it's quite unique. It's the #1 diving port in the Caribbean, which is why we're there. So we'll talk about it a little bit more. I'll show you some pictures in just a second. But here's a sampling of a voyage, a 7-day voyage that we would do, San Juan to St. Thomas, or we do a San Juan round trip. But again, it's to these islands that are really untouched and unspoiled by the big ships. So let's take a look at some pictures. So St. Bart's, I don't know if you know St. Bart's, but you need to put that on your bucket list, because it is charming, beautiful island. It's a higher end island. It has shopping that you wouldn't imagine that they would have in the Caribbean. It's very high end shopping. It's one of the only ports that has that. But we anchor right in the harbor with all these other beautiful big yachts. One of the excursions that we do there is a quads. We do quads and all the way around the island. And it's a perfect way to see St. Bart's because it has beautiful beaches all the way around the island. And this way we stop and look at each one. It has an amazing airport that you have to see to believe. But just wanted to point that out. St. John is another beautiful island in the US Virgin Islands. It's known for Honeymoon Beach and Trunk Bay. It's 75% of the island is a natural reserve. So it's very untouched and unspoiled. The one on the bottom left is Jost Van Dyke. It's rated one of the top 10 beaches in the world. I think it's known for, if you've ever been there, there's a famous beach bar called Soggy Dollar. And then there's another one called Foxy's. Soggy Dollar is known for the painkiller drink. If you've ever had that, that's where it came from. But again, take a look at that picture. It's us and all of these other small yachts. And that's, if you're looking for some way to get away to private beaches, beautiful, beautiful, clear crystal waters, these are some of the islands that you want to do it in. The one on the far right is a picture of the baths at Virgin Gorda. And I wanted you to see that, how you walk in between, as I talked about it before, those big boulders. So I found that picture and I wanted you to see that. And then Saba. This is a picture of it from up above, the one that I told you that had the red tile roofs. It's an island that, as you can see, it's very mountainous. You have to go up to then drop down into that village at the very top. But what I loved when I went to Saba was watching that beautiful, that runway right there in the bottom right corner. It was something to behold. It sports the shortest runway in all of the Caribbean. I know St. Martin is very big and very dangerous about their runway there, but this one is only 1,300 feet long. And a normal runway, I had to look this up for you, is usually 8,000 to 13,000 feet long. And this is only 13. So we watched this plane come in and you just thought it was going to go off the end. So those are just fun things. I just, a great hiking island if you love to hike. So a lot of that is just beautiful, beautiful scenery. Then we moved down into the Grenadines. Want to miss out and doing a Barbados round trip and seeing some of these beautiful ports. This is April's second voyage, but we have many of them. I just picked this one, doing St. Lucia, Bequia, Meru, Kanawan Island, Union Island, and Tobago Keys. So let's take a picture and look at some of these. Bequia, rated our favorite port down in the Grenadines because all of these islands are very lush and tropical. Again, untouched, unspoiled, beautiful private beaches that you would just love to get away at. Meru is where we do that champagne and caviar splash, definitely on a private beach. Us and those other gorgeous little yachts there with us. Beautiful place for snorkeling. I would say one of the best places is Union Island. As you can see, there's coral reefs there, and we would love to take the kayaks out and then and as well and do the snorkeling there. Gorgeous, very small, intimate islands. Kanawan, that is an island that is only 3.5 miles long. It looks much bigger than that in that picture, but it actually sports a top golf course in the center of it, a championship golf course. Who would know with a small island like that? So that's one thing you can do while you're there, or you can just go to the wonderful, beautiful beaches that they have. The right picture there is St. Lucia. And it has the grand pitons, and it's a perfect place if you like to hike. I think that is great hiking in St. Lucia. So that is something that we do there. So aren't these pictures just make you want to go? I don't know about you, but I am ready. We actually start sailing this Saturday with SeaDream. So we're excited to say that we are starting, but we're starting in Greece. We're in the Med right now. So just wanted to mention that, but we do move to the Caribbean all of November through April of next year. And I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to have warm waters and crystal warm waters. But I actually was able to obtain a wonderful gift certificate for you if you're interested, only for Dimensions in Travel, and to a $500 savings for any of the voyages in 21 and 22. It does have to be booked in the next 2 weeks though. So it gives you a little bit of time to look at all the different options and see where you might want to go. But love to give this to you, and only through Dimensions in Travel, and they would love to help you on planning your next trip. So I want to end by always showing this. We love to show this picture because I think this picture says and speaks volumes. I am by no means knocking that ship on the left, but if you have kids, that's great. But I think a lot of people nowadays and are looking to move a little bit more to the right on that. And I think those people on that big ship look down on us and say, oh my gosh, I think I want to be on that yacht down there. We almost look like the tugboat pulling it in, don't we? Well, thank you. I hope we took this fun journey to Italy and to the Caribbean and whet your appetite of where you would love to go. So I know you might have questions, so I would love to answer any of those.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Diana.
Thank you so much, Denise. You have put forth some of the best pictures we have seen in any presentation. They just stunning and really made me want to go there, and really to better understand what life is like on board the yachting experience and that whole outdoor life. I think we're all much more appreciative of an outdoor lifestyle now, and you offer it so easily on board the ship. So thank you. Well, Jill, do you want to see if there's any questions?
Yes, I don't have any questions yet typed into the chat, but I did have some that were sent in a little bit earlier.
Okay.
And one of them was a question about the marina at the back of the ship. And if you could share a little bit about that, I will just share a little, personal comment. We were enjoyed the marina very much. I'm not a strong swimmer, but I'd love to be out in the ocean. And it was such a wonderful experience, very easy to get in and out of the water. They had noodles, they had ropes, you really couldn't get lost, and they were going to let you float away. So maybe talk a little bit about that. I believe it's a little weather dependent, and obviously currents and things are considered as well.
Yeah, we usually do it in the afternoon, obviously, and we always have someone stationed out in a craft out patrolling for lifeguard reasons and safety. People get surprised how fun it is to just be able to jump off the back of the yacht. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you're provided noodles and things and flippers if you want. And they have a platform, a swimming platform that we climbed up on and jumped off of. And we just had a great time. Then they'll have a separate time for swimming and a separate time for motorized activities. So that they're not being done at the same exact time. But people always ask me, well, is it hard to get time on a jet ski? And I said, oh, no. There's only 100 people, and not all 100 people want a jet ski. So you just walk down those stairs, and I gave them, told them I was interested. And they said, oh, Mrs. Roche, well, we'll come get you. And I went back up the stairs, laid by the pool, and they came back up and got me when it was my turn to go out on the jet ski. And it was just a easy, fun experience. And, and I banana boated, had a great time. I've water skied off the back of the, as well. I have kayaked, and we have a sailboat. I didn't sail, so but maybe any of you are sailors, so you can take the sailboat out too. So we have quite a bit. Oh, and stand-up paddleboards. So we have all of those are complimentary. Especially it's very rare to have the motorized complimentary. So that is a very unique opportunity.
How are you handling snorkel masks right now? Should you bring your own if you
No.
like to snorkel? No?
So
Okay.
we have them available for enough for everyone, and
Okay.
they will sanitize them after your use. You will drop them off with them, and they will take care of them. You don't have to take them to your stateroom or anything like that. They will take care of them for you.
Okay.
The other question, and you touched on this a little bit with your family and your friends, but what is the minimum age for a child on SeaDream?
Well, we do not allow one and under. Just to flat out say that. I would not recommend a small child, to be honest. It is more because there's no children's program it's more of there's no nothing really for them to do in that sense. So that I want to make that clear. Have I, on all the times I've been on, have I seen children? Sure. There's usually maybe one or two, and they travel with their parents, and they know that there's not going to be a children's program, and they love just being on the yacht and exploring, because we arrive at 7 or 8 in the morning, and usually we're late into the evening in each of the ports. So they can come and go as much as they want. But I would say a good age would be high school and above, to be honest, of that. My kids are in their 20s, and they loved it. So but I would say even high schoolers would enjoy especially all the toys.
Well, and you also touched on another question which came in, which is, the time that you are in port. So I think one of the wonderful things that SeaDream offers is not just that, wonderful, small, intimate yacht experience, but this freedom to be able to not have to, queue up with a lot of people and wait your turn to get off the ship and then be worrying all day about getting back on time. I don't believe you have any overnights, but you really do stay until, oh, sorry.
Almost every voyage has an overnight. At least one.
One.
Yeah.
Great.
And
Perfect.
then there's others that are, when it says late evening, if you read late evening, that means midnight, so or 11, 12. So if it says evening, that means around 6 or so. So you just look in
Okay. I recall when we were on the ship in Santorini and in that, beautiful caldera, that we got in early. So we were able to get out before all the bigger ships came in. And it was fabulous to be out on the deck at about 4 o'clock and watch them all leave. And we had dinner outside on the deck, and you feel like, it's your own private island. So another point for SeaDream, absolutely.
Especially another port that is huge in Dubrovnik. The big ships all have to pull out at 3 or 4 o'clock. So we stay late into the evening. So then it's all ours. It's, as you know, in any of places that have a good population, it's so nice to be there with just us, like you're saying.
Absolutely. Well, that's all that we have for questions right now. So thank you again so much. I'll turn it back over to Diana.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Denise, for joining us today and helping us escape a bit to Italy, which is always a good idea. Forgive me, Audrey Hepburn, but Italy's also always a good idea. And the Caribbean. So if any of you watching this today, either live or recorded, have any interest in trying out a yachting experience, please reach out to Dimensions in Travel, and we would be happy to talk with you about some possible itineraries and options. And if you do it in the next 2 weeks, there's a $500 savings. So we look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you on our next virtual journey as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.